What's up, everyone? Good evening. I was going to say happy Monday. Let me turn this down a little bit. I was going to say happy Monday, but it's not Monday, and I'm used to doing things on Monday. I know my lights are blue today, but you know what? I can't get it to work, so I'm going to have to stick with blue. But tonight's going to be an awesome night. I know it's been a while since we've been on here, but tonight we want to talk about a few things. That's why the podcast is called Growing Together. As you've seen, some things went on over the past 2 weeks, and people were asking if everything was good. And I can say everything is good, but the bigger picture is that we're going to talk about things need to get better, as in a lot of things need to be changed. And I think we in the independent film industry, and this doesn't just count in the independent film industry, it can count anywhere. Artists, job places, all that stuff. We can work on making things much better and a little bit less more being aggressive towards others. But we'll talk to that. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Tonight I will be co-hosting, but I'll have guests on here. Lillian is out busy, so she won't be on with us tonight. But tonight I will be accompanied by two people. One of them you know, and the other one, if you saw Talking Shit, I believe it was 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Brandon Brodzinski, who is the lead singer and guitarist for his band Escape the Paradigm. So they both will be tuning in with us this evening. And it's going to be a nice, fun little talk. The chat is open. So if you guys want to talk, give us your experiences, anything, put it in there. So without further ado, let me introduce Mac Skellington, Kenzie G. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry. I have to get used to this again. It's been a while since I've done podcast.
Yes.
So
I would definitely turn the music down just a little bit because it was a little hard to hear you.
Okay. There you go. That better? Okay. Cool. That's better. All right. So we got Kenzie G here, and I am going to go ahead and now add Brandon Brodzinski. Hello. Looking all set up in the back.
Yeah, man.
So
this is the way to go.
So everyone knows Kenzie G, but not a lot of people know Brandon Brodzinski, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit real quick about. Brandon is the lead singer of Escape the Paradigm and the lead guitarist. If you guys watched Talking Shit, like I said 2 weeks ago, I think it was, we had his music. Right. We had it. Yeah. Was it 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks.
I think so. Yeah. Everything runs together anymore. So
his band, we did a music video for him with his music on there, and a lot of people liked it. So I'm like, hey, this is a part about growing together, everyone. Like, supporting each other and all this other good stuff. The chat box is open. Hi to my 3 favorite people. Thank you. Hold on, I got to Crochet Addict 72. Welcome to the chat. Again, everyone, the chat box is open. We're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. I'm probably going to get a little bit pissed off while talking about some things, but that's okay because I need to let it out, and I think everyone needs to know what's going on after, past recent events, and that's why we're going to be talking about this tonight. So, Brandon, how are you doing?
I'm doing, man. Taking life one day at a time, doing as much as I can to stay busy. I don't have a problem staying busy. There's no shortage of things to do. So
I think staying busy is not staying busy is hard.
Yeah, I think having nothing to do is hard. Like, anything that where there's nothing going on is hard.
And when you have nothing to do, you're going to be like, what's going on with me? Something's up. Feel like something's wrong.
So like you're forgetting something.
Exactly. Kenzie, how are you doing this evening?
Doing pretty all right. We're just got a few projects in the making, but yeah, here we are.
So, without further ado, I know everyone wants to know what happened. 2 weeks ago, also around 2 weeks ago, give or take.
Right
Um,
after the podcast, kinda.
yeah,
Yeah.
right after. Yeah, we had a situation where we had somebody um slander the production, slander me, slander Kenzie, talking about how we, exploit our actresses, our female actresses sexually. They weren't happy because apparently, or they weren't happy because we didn't give them something that they were not supposed to get, regardless. And they weren't supposed to get it. It still was going to be used for the Red Huntress, and I don't want to get into too much detail, but basically they got upset about it, and they thought it was something. They thought it was okay to go out there, make a post, and tag us into it, saying that we go out and we exploit our actresses sexually. And I'm very thankful. We are very thankful that a lot of you showed up to our aid and backed us up and, defended us because I think it's really wrong. I really do think it's wrong when somebody thinks it's okay to go out and slander somebody else for whatever reason because you didn't get your way one way or another. I think it's absolutely wrong. I think it's a disgrace. It pisses me off, and it gives people a bad rep. They don't even know you when they see that post. You're ruining someone else's career, possibly their life, because you think it's okay to do something like that, and that pisses me off. There's a lot of people out there who think it's funny, who think it's a game to ruin someone else's career or their reputation. So if you guys saw that legal post that I made on the Red Hunters page and on my personal page, that's what it was about. For someone slandering us for defamation of our character, and we just wanted to go out and finally speak up about it. Trust me, I was angry. I was about to,
I bet.
huh?
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I was pissed. I was angry, and I was going to get involved in that. When they posted, I was going to comment, and but by the time I commented, everybody else just spoke on my behalf to defend us, and I truly appreciate that. The post has been taken down within, I think, the first hour. I believe it was up.
Yeah,
It
it was
wasn't
for
long,
like 2 hours
and
at the most.
yeah, that person took it down. I think it was a mix of what I said versus also everyone else coming to our aid. So again, I we greatly appreciate everyone coming to our aid and defending us. Again, a lot of people who worked on our sets, um, a lot of people who worked on our sets before know how we treat our actors and actresses. We always ask everyone's permission first before we do anything. We try making set as safe but yet fun at the same time. And that's what's most important to us is making sure everyone is safe on set and all that. So yeah, that's really just a little bit what happened. It's now water under the bridge because you got to move on, right? You have to move on. You can't dwell in it because people want you to dwell in that. They want to see you fail. And, I don't know if this was a situation with that, but regardless of it, we're moving on. We're still doing great things. Yeah, because there's a lot of bad things that this person said, not just about us, but about our lead actress. As you all know who it is, Sammy Morningstar. They were bashing her too, and she made a post about it, saying about everything, and she said no. Keith and Mac are the greatest people to work with. So it was.
Yeah,
I'm very grateful, huh?
she actually got really mad at that because she was
Well,
like, "You guys
yeah,
go out of your way."
you're basically screwing somebody's character. Is it defaming?
Her
Is that
name.
you say defame someone's
Yeah,
character?
It's like,
I think so.
It's not
yeah,
defamation. You defame their character. I think that's what it's called. How you say it. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but
Hey, they're
basically,
definitely trying to drag your name through the mud. I mean, let's just be
exactly. But
yeah,
honest.
see, they're doing it. They were doing it in a way where this is something that's like serious accusation.
Yeah,
you hit everybody with. And again, this could have been, I could have taken this deeper, but you know what? It is what it is. We're, again, it's water under the bridge, and hopefully this is a lesson learned for a lot of people. When you're angry or you think it's funny, I get when you get pissed off because something just doesn't go your way. It happens, right? But
Yeah.
be careful what you do, because sometimes
Mhm.
I think you going out doing that can definitely cause more problems on your side than it is fixing the problem.
Especially when you're making such strong accusations. Like, a lot of
Exactly.
the stuff that she said was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot. That's far fetched.
Exactly, and that's why I said I was grateful. A lot of people called me that night. They were ringing my phone saying, hey, I hope everything is good. We have your back. We understand what's going on, and I don't know why she's posting this stuff up. And it was grateful that everybody showed up and uh, came to our aid. So yeah, but that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, on turning a negative situation into a positive situation. And Brandon has just rescued his cat. That's his cat.
Yes.
What's your cat's
Yes.
name?
So since the kitty cat here is so new, we haven't really given her a name yet. So we've kind of just been calling her Kitty, which is
Kitty.
very lazy, but it works. And she doesn't really care. She just wants love and affection and food, and she has all of those things. I don't know if you can hear her or not, but she is like purring loud as hell. So
I'm not a cat person. I like dogs.
yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't. I always grew up having animals around, and um, it was always a mixed bag for me because it's like, they can be messy, they get into stuff, they tear things up and whatever, but like at the same time, they just want love, and they're some of the best companions you can possibly have. And like, I love the fact that animals don't care what you look like, what you smell like, what you got going on. They just want to be around you,
Oh, brother, this guy.
Said no animal ever.
No animal. Except the fish. Except the fish, okay? Except the fish.
Except for the fish.
The fish to a sponge, okay?
So the heckling fish.
Yeah, heckling. My leg. So tonight, if anyone wants to put up a situation or something they're going through, go ahead and put it up there. We'll talk about it. But we want to talk about how you can turn a negative situation into a positive situation. Because let's be honest, there's so many people out there who are jealous of people's success. I mean, we're in the film industry. Brandon, you're in the music industry, and I don't know how it is in the music industry. But I mean, I'm assuming there's the same problems going on too.
Yeah, I would say if anything, I feel like you can kind of like all of these are like they're subcategories of the same thing, right? It's the entertainment industry. Like the entertainment industry as a whole, it like that's every aspect of everything that we use as entertainment. Anything from film, TV, music, video games, anything that is any form of entertainment. I feel like there's always going to be the vultures, and there's always going to be the people that want to see you succeed. And a good friend of mine said, how about I mess up the word? I'll paraphrase, so but he said basically, nobody cares who you are until everybody cares about who you are. So in this industry, everybody's gonna like step on each other and do whatever to try to get to that spot. I always find that the ones that do it the wrong way end up with the karma to suit. Everybody always, has there's the famous phrase about karma and what it is, but I had saw a quote that said that karma is not in fact that, because I don't know if I don't know how censorship is working on this one, but the phrase karma's
you can say it's a bitch. Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, so the phrase karma's a bitch, it's not, it's a mirror, if you think about it. Because you're going to get exactly back what you put out. And so for the individuals that did what they did, as far as with you guys, the universe has a funny way of working out, and I find people that do that focus their energy on trying to drag everybody else down instead of building their own brand up and building their things up, they inevitably crash and burn. And
Right.
it, whether it's warranted or not, I won't put that out there into the world. I won't, it is what it is. But in my experience in the music industry, starting out, a lot of bands were like that to each other, but instead of
Let me get up to hey.
oh snap, okay,
We're talking
Okay.
today, but not the same way.
yeah. Oh, don't
So
worry, I will be soon. I will be soon.
we're so yeah. So the cat.
But
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no.
Oh,
By all means.
yeah. To catch up on what we're talking about right now, we're just talking about people in the entertainment industry, just all around independent music, acting. How people are always trying to tear somebody else down, and they will do whatever they can to get that person, down just because they want to tell them they want to drag their name through the mud. That's basically what they want to do. So that's what we're talking about right now. Situations like that. So go on, Brandon.
Yeah, no, I mean it's sad, right? Because I know when I was first starting off in the music industry, at least in our area, the scene has always been the music scene where I'm at. It's always kind of been up and down, and it's had its highs and its lows. But when first starting off, there was a lot of bands that were, I don't want to say cutthroat, but there were a lot of bands that like just wouldn't help each other out and didn't want to see each other succeed because it was like a competition. Like, I have to be the best in the area, and if you're competing with me, that's a problem. Like, that was always the mindset.
Mhm.
And I'll never forget, we played a Battle of the Bands in Highland in Highland, Indiana. The festival was called Zest Fest, and we were playing a Battle of the Bands. One of the bands that went on, I can't remember if it was before or after us, but I know they were one of the bands that we had played a couple Battle of the Bands with, and they kind of had their stuff together. They had their little following, and Battle of the Bands always popularity contest. And they were seen as that competition. They were one of those bands that were kind of just like, man, these fucking guys, man, like, every time. Well, the guy's up there and his string breaks. They're mid song, I think they're like their second song, and we had like 5 songs each. Like, that was like the segment, right? And guy's string breaks, and you see him looking around like, oh man, we still have all these songs left to do and everything, and everybody else kind of looking around. And I seen some of the other bands were kind of like, like kind of taking them out of the equation. And for me, it didn't feel right. And I'm like, my philosophy has always been in that if I'm going to beat you in a contest like that, it's going to be because I'm actually better than you, not because, or I did better than you, right? Not because a malfunction gave me a heads up. So I went over to the side of the stage, asked one of the guys, I said, what tuning is your guitar in? And he's like, we're playing everything in half step. I was like, well, should I have one in half step? I ran, grabbed my guitar, handed it to him, and I finished the set. And I think they ended up beating us in the Battle of the Bands. But I didn't care about that, because for me, it was like, again, doing what's right, putting good karma out there. And I've always felt like, as creators, no matter what the industry you're in, you and the other people that create should be a team. There should be some kind of community. It shouldn't be this me versus you versus them mentality, because we're that small concentrated percentage of people that create, that make things, that want to entertain. Like, everybody wants the spotlight, but not everybody knows what to do with it.
Yep.
And like the people that know what to do, like that have that creative vision, that want to do something to entertain the masses or to leave a lasting impression, whatever the reason behind it is, like, those creatives should come together. But I feel like the actual creatives, the ones that actually are doing it for the right reasons, naturally come together. And instances like this, in my opinion, kind of expose the phonies for who they are.
Yeah.
There's nobody with real intention that, like, you guys are a great example of it. You guys are doing your thing, your vision, and you're trying to make something great in your mind to put out to the world. You're trying to share your creative vision with the world. It has absolutely nothing to do with competing with anybody or being better than anybody or whatever the case is. You guys are simply trying to make the messed up world a little bit better of a place, or give someone 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, to escape from their problems and enjoy something cool. Like that should be the goal of anybody who's creating anything artistic or in the entertainment industry as a whole. You're creating something to help people escape from the parts of life that suck.
Yeah. Because that's why we call it entertainment. That's
absolutely,
why it's entertain you so you can get away. And that's the thing about filming. Like, I've seen people get tear down. There are, you know how fundraising works. There are fundraisers that people use. I've been seeing people lately trying to trash other people's fundraising just because they want to. See, I don't get it. There are people out there like actors who won't work with other actors. Now, okay, if you don't want to work with another actor or anything like that, that's fine. You don't want to work. Some people just don't want to work with people. But I've seen people where I just don't. Yeah, what's up? Okay. I've seen people who don't want to, who won't work with other people because they just don't want to, and they leave productions. I just don't want to work with the person. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But it's to the point where it's like, wow, people are actually leaving other productions because they don't want to work with somebody else. And it's not over anything serious. It's just, I'm jealous of this person, or I just don't want to be there. There's a big difference. Now, there are situations where you don't want to work with somebody because safety or other reasons. That's understandable if you don't want to work with them. But if you're not working with someone because, I don't know, they get more roles than I do, or they're doing better than me, or, they're always posting on Facebook. They get like 300-400 likes while I only make 2 or 3 likes per time, and they get jealous, and you don't really see them. You don't visually, or not visually, you don't like hear them say it out of their mouth that they hate somebody, but you can definitely pick up the vibes that they don't want to be
heavily implied.
You can definitely pick up the vibes where people don't want to work with others. He said, unfortunately, people get jealous of people who are doing great. I guess that's where the term comes from. If you're doing something right, they're gonna try tearing you down. Because if you're doing something wrong and you're just whatever, they don't care. So,
See, and I've never understood that mindset, because it's like, okay, there's a lot of things that people are into, whether it be music, movies, gaming, whatever, right? So it's like, there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody to succeed, and there's room for everybody to grow. So wouldn't you want to network with somebody if you see them doing bigger, quote unquote, things than you are? Because it's like, okay, maybe they're doing something I'm not, that I should be doing, and you won't know that if you don't network.
Right.
And
I've never understood the idea of tearing everybody down.
I think it's because people think it's a box. Like, I'm going to use an example of a box, right? We're all in this box, or I'm not even going to say it like that. Okay, this is how I put it. We're in a small pond, right? There's a bunch of smaller fish, and then you got your bigger fish in the area, right? A lot of people, what's it called? A lot of people in that pond, right, are being terrorized sometimes by the people up top who are the bigger fish, right? And sometimes, and they're not even the bigger fish, if you get what I mean. They're just the same as you and me. You know what I mean? Their level of work is the same, but people are just, I don't want to deal with them because they don't like my work, or they want to do it. But yet again, those people sometimes won't leave the stream, go up the river, and make their way to the lake, which can lead to the ocean. But they want to stay there because they just enjoy having that some sort of power, to keep people down. And I'm not saying everyone does it, but there are a few people, who I have ran into, who just want to bash everything. They say, "Oh, your work is not that good. Oh, there's a problem with this. There's a problem with that." And to all my directors who are making a low budget filmmaking, if somebody comes up and tells you, "Oh, well, it looks like you're filming in your garage, or it looks like you're filming, in this really cheap place," tell them to screw off, because if they're not putting a single cent into your production, they have no say of what. I don't care what anybody else says. They have no say. If you're not putting a single cent into your production, they have no say of what you're doing. You know what I mean? They, they're living their life. They want to make money. 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 Like, yeah, even people who put money into your production, yeah, listen to what they have to say. Always listen to what people have to say, but take it with a grain of salt. Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, this is your production. And I hate to say it, that's why I feel like a lot of films that are being put out, like the stories, people write these amazing stories, and then you watch them when they get bought by bigger companies. They're not the best anymore. I don't know why. It's like it completely changes because there's no originality to it. You know,
And that's where you hit it on the head. I feel like when like the bigger companies buy out the smaller companies, yeah, they don't have creative control anymore, or at least not as much as they had. So you're seeing a copy and paste because it's like the company's like, okay, this worked here, so we have to take what's here and bring it here because it's gonna work
Mhm.
here too.
Yep.
yep,
That's all it ever is in any industry. Is there
yep,
like
Yeah.
they always take the safe approach is always the road most traveled, and a lot of these places don't want to risk any kind of loss of any kind. And I
right,
can tell you
Mhm.
some of it's like some cult classics, some movies and things. Um, Movies is probably the best example. I would say there's some movies that at first were they stunk out the joint. People didn't care for it, and then 20, 30 years later,
they
some kid
become
stumbles
a
on it
hit.
and yeah, man. And but this is the thing. I think now more than ever, and I think again, this spans to all of the creative industries. I don't think it's just a movie problem or whatever. I think it is 1,000% true. If you ask most people, they are absolutely clamoring for something new or something that
Mhm.
feels original. Like,
Yep,
God, how many times do you see all these freaking remakes of all these movies? And it's like you're getting the same movie reskinned with actors from nowadays and a director from
Yep.
now using the same plot. And nine times out of ten, they're not even capturing what made the movie great to begin with. It's a reskinning of the entire thing. It's not something that people are going to enjoy. And it happens in the music industry too. Like the same formats
Yeah.
used. It's copy paste all the time. They're looking at all these people much like the comment right here about how all the
mhm,
generations are retiring and stuff. I mean, that's the truth.
yeah,
But in my opinion too, I feel like it's a collection of issues that really does create that, like they always call it the glass ceiling, but I feel like that freaking thing is like cast iron. It's not glass. Like trying to break through it is so much harder than anybody ever realizes. But
yeah,
like think about it. You have an older generation running a lot of these establishments, a lot of these organizations, and a lot of these entities that are like the gatekeepers of all this. And they're looking for this very specific thing. They're like holding you to a standard that almost doesn't exist anymore. Like
Mhm.
bands, for example, can't just play all kinds of shows 4, 5, 6 nights out of the week at random bars, and some dude in a suit's going to come in one day and see you and you guys are the next big thing and then sign you. That's not how it works anymore. And all of these like wonderful fairy tale stories that we hear of these people, whether it's actors, actresses, musicians, authors, whatever it is, making it, so to speak, which I have a whole entire different take on what making it is, by the way, but we can get into that if you want. But like the way that those people made it doesn't exist anymore, man. Like think about like the people who are kind of, I'll put it like this. There's a reason why the big names of the newer, younger generation are in an entirely different category of entertainment than metal bands, rock bands, actors, actresses. Like, yes, there's the staples that are coming along for sure, but even in then, and you guys would know better than I would. I would say, so you correct me if I'm wrong. But even then, I think a lot of the like young actors and actresses that are coming up, a lot of people are getting to know them off of streaming platform stuff. Like, it's not
mhm,
you're
Yeah.
not. You're not taking a risk on a movie you've never seen before, or a TV show, on Fox or ABC or anything like that. And they're like, oh, who's that? Wow, they're amazing. Like it's more someone tells you they've seen a clip on YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is of a TV show that's out now, and now I'm going to go over to Netflix and watch it. And holy crap, that's my favorite actor now. I love that person.
And you know it's so funny that you bring that up? And like this is bringing it to like big Hollywood, I guess. But If you guys, I don't know how you guys follow Dancing with the Stars, but this season, almost all the stars, except for like a couple, are all vloggers. Like they're all
It's crazy, isn't it?
internet famous.
Isn't that crazy?
And yeah, it's like not celebrity. I guess they're celebrities like by definition, but they're not like, you're not gonna turn on Netflix and think, oh my gosh, there's that person. I see them on Dancing with the Stars, or think, oh, that person was in, I don't know, The Conjuring. Like you're not gonna
it's the weirdest
put that connection
thing
together.
like
Yeah.
I mean, the generation is changing, right?
Absolutely.
We're in the part where everyone. I mean, look at movie theaters, right? People do not go to movies. Okay, mind you, besides it being really expensive, okay, like you go to a movie theater, you're spending, if you have a whole family with you, you're gonna spend about $60-$70 pushing it. You know what I mean?
That's if you don't get snacks.
Yeah.
That's if you just go watch the movie.
That's so fun.
And now with all the new streaming services, what's the point of going to the theater? It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna pay $20 or to rent it, and I'll watch it at home. You know, like, do I honestly miss the experience of being in the theater? Absolutely. You know, I miss the premieres and go. I think the last time I went to go see a movie that I was very excited about was when Star Wars came back for Episode 7. And we watched it at the IMAX downtown in Navy Pier. It was huge. I was like, I need to go watch this. Was it expensive? Yes. But was it worth it? Yes, because you don't go to the movies right now. I mean, actually, some things are making their way back too, like drive-ins. I think that's what they're called. Drive-ins are making a comeback because they're cheaper than going to a movie theater, but that's what they did before the movie theater came in. You know, people are just, you know.
Not only that, but you don't have to be around people. Like, who doesn't like that?
I think people just don't like. I mean, come on. It is funny when you get that one person in the theater, just like they have a really messed up laugh where you're just watching a movie and they're just like, ha, ha, ha. Like, you know, or you have that, you're in a horror movie and you're watching it, just someone just gets so scared where they throw their shit up in the air. They're like, ugh.
That's always the best.
Like, it's so great because you get that, you know, I don't know. And when you're in the theater, especially when you watch horror movies, I think the first horror movie I seen in theaters was Paranormal Activity 3. And it was like the most hyped up one. But back then, horror was like scary. That was scary. You know what I mean? Like, I think back then, like, I mean, horror now is good. I think it's just more of slashing now. Horror.
Dude, speaking of horror stuff, right? I got a movie one for me, right? Because I don't go to the theaters all that often, and like we used to a decent amount when I was younger, and then as I've grown, I don't know. It's the convenience of, like you said, being able to stream it at home, and then a lot of copy paste bullshit that people just don't want to go pay money to see. So, you know, like a lot of those things were a big reason why I didn't go for a while. But my brother John, the drummer in ETP. I still give him shit to this day for this. He's like, I want to go see. He was on this kick where we were going to see movies all the time, and sometimes we'd go. And gosh, we went all over the place. But I think this one in particular, if he was here, he could tell you the theater we went to. I don't remember offhand, but it was one of the many forays into movie theaters around, you know, like there was Chicago Heights, the Ford City Mall, a couple other various spots. And he's like, let's go see this horror movie. He's like, I think it's a good one. Let's go see Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, that's an old one.
I'm like, okay, sure, why not? I don't know anything about it, you know. Okay, you know. So we go.
Brandon, I don't mean to cut you off real quick.
Sure.
Just getting off real quick, so I'm going to let him say real quick. Yes. Also, real quick before they get off, Talking Shit likes unknown people. We like unknown people. Well, like not like that, but like we like no. We want people who are upcoming. We want upcoming people. And Talking Shit. If you haven't watched them, go watch them. Great podcast.
Yeah, those guys are awesome.
Yeah, they are awesome. Thursdays they do every week Thursday. They're doing their podcast at 7 p.m. our time. So yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern time, so 7 p.m. Central time. They're great. They're literally, it's right there. Their logo is right there. So just go find them on Facebook and on YouTube. I've been on their podcast a few times. They're also going to be a part of the movie, so it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And also on
they
top,
have an awesome guest coming up on.
right here before he leaves, November 6th. Yes, Brandon will be on there.
I am excited for it, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna do my best to drag John and Donnie on there as well.
You better bring both of them.
Schedules permitting. Yeah, schedules permitting. I think John's cleared his schedule, so he's going to be there. I know the guys are excited about it. I'm excited about it. Anytime we get a chance to do anything like this, it's awesome. You know, you have to make the time for it, but that goes again into the, always being busy all the time. But
yeah,
find the things you like to be busy with instead of the things you don't like.
Exactly.
But to wrap up that funny movie theater story, he goes, "Let's go see Drag Me to the House." I'm like, all right, because I don't think anything else really even remotely good was in theaters at that time. So I was like, all right, let's go, let's do it. So we get in there, and I don't remember if it was just me and him or if it was, because this was years ago. So it was we were in a different band at that point too, I believe. So I think our bassist from then might have been with us too. I don't remember. I could have swore there was a third person with us. But in any event, we went, and there was like one or two other people in the theater. Completely pitch black in there. Very cold, very eerie.
Of course.
Whole entire time with the movie. And dude, I'm telling you, like, for me, like, when you like the Halloween movies, Friday the 13th, any of that stuff doesn't get to me. That stuff, like Terrifier, stuff like that. Like, I can watch those and it doesn't bother me. I'm cool. Like, don't get me wrong, like Terrifier, hey, it's holy shit. There's a lot of gratuitous gore. Like, holy shit, like, I mean, I can't say it enough. I'm like, geez. But even that, like the scary parts of it, I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, it's cool. I can see it for the art that it is, and I like it. The entertainment factor of it and everything. It's the stuff that you're like, hey, that could happen. If you believe that kind of stuff, maybe.
The paranormal.
Yeah, man. And the whole, like, it's an old enough movie that, is what it is. Like, but this lady gets a curse placed on her by, like, this old woman that they wouldn't refinance her house. Like, she tries to make her career off this lady and, like, show that she could put her foot down, and ends up costing her, like, everything. And, like, holy shit, like, there's a scene where, like, she's trying to hide from whatever's coming for her, and, like, it gets super cold in there, and she can see her breath, and her cell phone battery drains out, and then there's this face on her that screams at her, and it's just like, what the hell? So we leave the theater afterwards. I told him, I was like, you are banned from ever picking the freaking movie ever again. Like, this is not happening anymore. And he was just like, he thought it was a great movie. I was like, yeah, it was a good movie, but, like, what the hell, man? Like, you couldn't have picked a theater where there's like 40 other people and it's not freezing in here. So, like, it just every part of the ambience of the room.
Like, yep, here's the
place, man.
Look at this.
I was like the 4D experience.
Is it the fucking goat monster's gonna jump out of the screen and just now we're all going to hell? Like,
the very first 4D theater.
Man, that like. I don't think it was the ending scene, but that, like, towards the end scene where, like, just the fire pits open up and she goes in and the guy's just like, and it's like a single tear that just, like, sadly rolls because he just watched his girlfriend get drugged to hell. I'm like, it's so cheesy, but it was like, man, it was good. Like, I enjoyed it. But again, it's something you've never seen before. It wasn't a recreation of anything. It was an original concept of something that people are well versed in. So, like,
Well, look at Transformers, right? When Transformers first came out, everyone was like, oh man, it's a remake, but it's a live version of the cartoons, right? And when people saw it, it was well done. It was
absolutely.
And when you watch movies and You know when movies are so good, when people want to leave the theater and they're like, "Hey, man, I really want to buy this." You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
the Chevy Camaro came out as Bumblebee, and everybody that movie was so well put together. I mean,
Yeah, man.
I guess back then that movie, I mean, Transformers had that type of movie where it was the typical cool. It was a good flow of action, comedy, drama. Yeah, it's drama, and
Yeah.
and it was the typical. Oh, there's a really hot actress on it that everyone who's like 18, like 18 years, like, oh my, because I was a teenager and I watched it, and all my buddies were like, oh my gosh, yeah, like Megan Fox, she's so hot and all that other stuff, and you just had like, oh, how is she dating? How is she liking this dude, Shia LaBeouf? Like, you know what I mean? And then people are like, well,
This is
no,
the movies, man.
yeah, it's like you got Optimus Prime, but who cares because I want that car because it's a chick magnet. Everyone was like so into that. They don't make movies like that. I mean, I love Michael Bay movies. I mean, Armageddon, even though they're serious. I mean, come on, Bruce Willis. You had like the whole crew in there. I was gonna say Ben Stiller. Why did I say that? It's Ben Affleck.
Can you imagine him in that group?
Armageddon.
That's like having the Expendables with Will Ferrell in it or something.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
you have Rob Snyder in
Write
there.
that down. Write that down.
SNL skit.
No kid, that's what's gonna be like. Wait,
I
what?
wouldn't be surprised if that was already done. Oh, it's funny. I don't find him funny at all. I really don't. I really don't. I don't think Will Ferrell's funny at all.
Who?
Will Ferrell.
No, I don't find him. No, I don't know. I don't find his comedy funny. I don't know.
So there's two things that he's funny in that I cracked up like crazy, and it's the only things that I've ever found funny of his, and that's the Daddy's Home movies. Because I feel like for whatever reason, him and Mark Wahlberg together, they just do a really good job together. I love the odd couple pairing of them. I think it's great. And anytime he pops up on SNL as Alex Trebek, I don't know why.
You don't like him in Anchorman?
Oh God, no! Oh, I thought it was annoying as hell.
Anchorman was okay. Like I found it a little bit funny. The scene was when Baxter got thrown off, like when Jack Black pulled up in the motorcycle because he threw out his thing out the. They ragdolled the dog. I'm like, wow.
The only thing that he did that I found funny, and it was more of like a chuckle, was when he's in the phone booth.
Okay.
And he's like having a full meltdown, and it was just kind of like, that was kind of funny.
I mean,
I don't. The Daddy's Home movies were the first time that I had an actual like gut laugh from something that he did that was comedy wise.
I really
like the.
Jamie Foxx. I love Django. Did you see Django?
Mm.
Django.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I love Django.
It's so funny because it's like you really can compare. Like, there's so many parallels in any segment of the entertainment industry, but there are really, really good actors and actresses and directors and stuff, and I feel like they're just lost in a sea of shit. And it's like in the music industry, there's a lot of really talented artists and songwriters, and they're lost in a sea of shit. But the other thing, and is in the music industry, I can speak on that part from what I've seen and experienced in my short amount of time, because in the grand scheme of things, that I don't know a whole lot. I won't pretend to, but I've been in and out of bands and playing for more than half my life at this point. And if you notice, in this area, there really isn't a dedicated rock music station, and that's not just specific to us. So if you look, for the longest time, the rock music that has been getting plugged on the radio waves in the Chicagoland area has always been classic rock. It has been the same bands from the 70s, the 80s, whatever. And
wasn't Q101? Isn't that more modern rock?
It was meant to be. That died off in the 2010s.
Oh, okay.
But for the longest, there hadn't been, man. You had the Drive, you had these other stations, and they're playing the same bands. And it's no knock on them, right? Because those are the guys that paved the way, which is great. But when you fall back to the same thing, to the same cash cow, the same proven safe tactics, you're never going to cultivate new artists. And then I think that kind of mindset in the entertainment industry as a whole is what led to other things becoming really popular, like these pop-up services that became like they were like supernovas, like they just like popped up. Everybody knew about it. It was a bright, amazing, successful thing, and then it fizzled out faster than it came in. And then that would be the things that led to like streamers being really popular, and then YouTube being like the go-to place for a lot of stuff.
Now AI is coming up now where people don't want to. I mean, did you see about that? The industry, someone said that it's the first female AI actress, and they're looking at hiring her to be in the. You're like, what? Why? Like, I
have so much beef with AI.
I heard like AI. I feel like okay, so like I get it. AI is cool if you don't have the experience, right? And because AI, if you don't have the money, right? If you don't have the money to, pay to get something done or and stuff like that, yeah, people resort to AI. But I feel like you have to learn when to use it. It's a crutch. AI should be used as a crutch, but not as your like primary. And
think about it, like you have people, right? AI has its application where it's like it's a really good thing. So like there's a story that's like developing and still being talked about. It's like, I'm a huge wrestling nerd. I follow a lot of the stuff. I've been a huge fan of it for a really, really long time, over 20 years. And there's reports now that WWE is using AI in their writing, and it was a skewed thing. Like it was misreported. So what they've been incorporating AI with is statistics. When was the last time this guy and this guy had a match? How many times has this guy beaten this guy? How many times have they wrestled here or there? Using AI for stuff like that, to then take those facts and cultivate storylines around that. That to me, that's a responsible use of AI.
Yeah.
In this industry, in the entertainment industry, it's a risky business because it's like, yes, you can utilize it to replace this, that, and the third, to cut out positions and middleman, whatever. But you run the risk of that crutch becoming something kind of like House. The actor who played House, how he faked the limp for the longest time, and then they were saying after it was all done and over with that he had that limp for real because he faked it for so long or whatever. And again, all these stories gain all this traction, and whether they're true or not is a whole different thing. But like, the more you use something like that, it really is like using your muscles. If you start to if you're used to walking 10 miles a day and you get a bike and you start riding 10 miles a day, and then you get a car and you start driving 10 miles a day, and then your car breaks down and you don't have your bike and now you got to walk, that 10 miles is going to feel like the longest march of your entire life because you're not used to it anymore. You use AI as a creative supplement, using it to stimulate the creative process or get the conversation started or to maybe get over a plateau or a hurdle.
Yeah.
Sure. But there's people that are solely using it to create, and I don't know, man. I don't want to say that it's like a flash in the pan kind of thing and that it'll go away, because I don't see it going away. But
no,
it's definitely not going away. But the crap that I've seen everybody do with AI, it's like, I've seen like creativity, like as far as videos, being like, looking at them being like, is that AI? Is it real? Because it's becoming so realistic. It's scary.
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely.
And, I mean, I've even heard music that's been composed by AI. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing now? Like, is this what we're resorting to?
People are experimenting with AI. Like I said, in the industry, I don't like it's. I mean, AI has been there for a long time. It's just not as advanced as now. You know what I mean? And it's probably going to get more advanced as long as we go, especially with the popularity. Again, I was talking to some people. They said, you know what? I like AI because, sometimes hiring an actor is expensive. Sometimes I just can't afford them. I can't do that, so I'm going to hire this. Some people do it that way. Other people are like, well, I'm like, for me, I use AI to help with my VFX, right? And all that is like tracking. So like when you're doing a lightsaber video, you are kind of having AI help you so you're not sitting there second by second by second by second and second. Because I remember doing my first Star Wars video on my Windows XP old ass computer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I just to do a 30-second scene, it took me 3 weeks to do it of just of rotoscoping every like movement, like half a second, half a second, half a second, frame by frame by frame. Now they have rotoscoping that does it itself. And yes, it's AI, it's powered by AI, it helps, but it's to speed up time. I'm not using it to I'm gonna make something up. I'm using it to help get my work done better.
Yeah, using AI for workflow, I feel like again that's I obviously I haven't done all this research, and I'm not going to claim to be an expert on anything or know anything about it really, but my understanding of AI has always been that it was intended to be that like workflow assistant kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I mean, and again, maybe I have it wrong. Maybe it was intended to replace certain things or whatever. One of the things that I've seen it do that I think is really cool, but also is alarming, is like when they take those like a retrospective of somebody's life, and they take pictures and it like animates it like backwards going from like like they did one for Ace Frehley who passed away, they did one for Ozzy Osbourne who passed away, and it was like now I'm such and such, but I used to blah, blah, and then they go backwards chronologically through their achievements and stuff, and it's like a retrospective of their whole life and accomplishments in their careers and stuff. And I think that's pretty cool, but also scary how some of that is like super seamless. And I was like, that was never a video. That picture's from the 80s. That's not a video. You have it really accurate though. That's scary. You know what I mean? Like,
where you take pictures, I've seen like people from the Civil War that they recolored and made them move, and I'm like, whoa, that's weird. Is that how they really look like?
Or they take the picture of somebody who's passed, and like you in a picture of somebody who's passed, and then like they're hugging them and talking to them, and it's like, wow, that's really realistic. Holy crap! Like,
exactly.
So,
and they're doing that now with people's voices. Like there was somebody who had just passed probably about 2 months ago at this point, and I'm not going to say the name because it can get controversial, but there was like a whole speech on TikTok about how like don't mourn for me because I've passed, go on and have great things, whatever, right? And it sounded exactly like this person, but like this person has never said these words. Like that was never intended.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
That goes into deep fakes and stuff too, though, because that's like, that was another thing that I had heard someone say somewhere, like that was going to be like, that's going to cause like another world war, like a crazy deep fake that you can't tell the difference of. And it's like, I feel like you could almost do a whole podcast series on AI and still not scratch the surface of it.
Oh no, you can't. You're just going on and on and on. You'll never find out. out. So, all right, everyone. Well, we're getting close to the end. So, but before we come back, we're gonna take a quick little break. We are gonna be playing Brandon's new song. Escape the Paradigm, it's Sign of Life. If you didn't hear it at the first podcast on the Talking Shit, you'll hear it again tonight. And I will go ahead and set that up, and we'll be back right after this short little break.
One straight line with no escape.
All right. All right. All right. You guys, you can jump back on. I think there you go. I was like, where y'all go? Let's see.
I feel like the caveman SpongeBob.
The caveman.
Dude, okay, so um me and my other sister have made jokes constantly about how SpongeBob is like the original meme generator because there are so many moments from
Yes.
early SpongeBob and now and everything in between that have become memes. But like, do we used to pause the episodes at certain points just to laugh at stuff and like just like talk crap about what like make a commentary to it and like it was so funny when it started becoming memes. We are like, hey, we used to say that.
Yeah.
So,
SpongeBob a lot of old school shows are amazing. SpongeBob was one of the best ones. So
okay, so potential hot take, but I want to know what you guys think, especially because you guys are in the whole film, industry. Um, I believe that the '90s produced, as far as quality, quantity, and everything, the very best era of sitcoms, of original sitcoms.
you know what? I can see it because I mean you had the Fresh Prince, you had
There's
like
so many.
there's
There's
so
so
many
many like
like
iconic good ones, and they're for everybody too. Like all walks of
Yeah.
life
yeah.
had
I
some
mean
sort of representation.
put it this way, even growing up watching Disney and Nickelodeon, they had like these shows that are meant for kids, and then they had shows that were going to like your teenage stage, and then like transitioning out of teenage stage like Degrassi, where you learned all about like drama and stuff like that. Like growing up, you can get into anything. That's why they say, "Are you a Nickelodeon kid? Are you a Disney kid? Are you a cartoon
Oh yeah,
kid?" Like there was so much
absolutely.
out there in the '90s when you grow up. Your TV, you didn't know what to pick. And that's why
Yes.
they made. And you know what? That probably might lead into why they made. Remember, for a certain point on the TV, they said, "Get up and go out and do something," where they cut off
Oh
the
yeah, the hour where
Yeah,
where
it,
yeah,
nothing was
man.
playing.
in the summertime they would cut it and then they would come back with a really cool movie to watch that people were excited to watch about. Like I remember that, and I feel like because dude, you sat there in the morning, you got up like as a kid. There were so many shows. I used to watch Lazy Town, The Backyardigans, Arthur, like everything, and you
Yeah.
knew when it was time to go to bed when I think it was Dragon Tales came on for me because after that it was lit. It was a show called Liberty Kids that came
Okay.
on, and then
Yeah.
after that, it was paid programming on Channel 7 or Channel
Dude.
11, and you had to
Yeah.
switch. But yeah, you
All the
went on
PBS stuff.
Nickelodeon. You had a lot of stuff back then. It was so much
I
like
think, I think for me, as far as overall, whether because people have their favorites that are, different decades or whatever, but I think when you talk about TV sitcoms, the '90s has the very best collection of it. And then when you talk about original cartoons and things of that nature, I feel like the 2000 to 2010 decade had the biggest boom of just original great stuff. As not to say that it's better than like for example, The Simpsons here that was, a staple well before that and everything.
haven't
But I
got.
feel like that decade had the best.
I have not got into The Simpsons. That's one show
Oh, I love The Simpsons, man.
I
That's a
can't get
that's a
into.
classic.
I saw the
I did
Simpsons
not.
movie, but I
I didn't
just
know there was
haven't
a new
got into the
movie.
whole series. The whole show. You know, I
I
think
just looked up the
Is
movie cover. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to throw
no?
anything off. I
Is
just
there a
looked
new
it
one?
up. Yeah, there's one for 2020. I want both of you right now to go look it up.
Mhm.
Like right now, live reaction. Go look it up. I just looked it up. I don't like it.
let's see the
Interesting.
Simpsons
Look
new.
up the
Let's.
Simpsons movie 2025.
Uh,
Mm,
what is this? Huh? See, I don't watch it, but what are they like superheroes?
Okay, wait, which one are you looking at?
I don't know. The Greatest Family. See, that came out in '07. I'm talking about when does it come out? Oh, Simpsons movie 2. Hold on.
Okay, so wait. According to this, there's no Simpsons movie confirmed for 2025. The next film is a sequel scheduled for release July 23 of 2027.
Okay.
And content like The Simpsons movie 2025 Adam Sandler posts are fake trailers for a live action version that is not in development.
Oh, thank God.
So
because can I show?
that's the case. Okay. Because, like, I love Adam Sandler. He is absolutely one of my favorites by far. The man is
Oh, he's funny.
insanely.
Happy
Yeah,
Gilmore.
man.
I love Happy
Dude, come
Gilmore.
on. Like, yeah, he's just. He's another one that had like a boom period, and I feel like the 90s, 2000s, like those two decades wedged together, had so many greats with such a big boom
Yeah.
period of everything. That's
Yeah.
all entertainment. Cartoons had a huge boom period. Video games did. Wrestling did. I mean, dude, in wrestling in the Attitude Era, late 90s, early 2000s, WWF and WCW were on fire. Like it was insane, excellent quality content everywhere on all these things.
Do you remember? I mean, yeah, ECW. Like, remember how every day, like there was Monday Night Raw, Tuesday ECW, then there was TNA wrestling.
I am. I don't typically, but this is.
Is he drinking?
It was a good segue. This is actually Stone Cold's beer line. Yeah, he has his own beer, which is so fitting. First of all, but it's actually really good, and I was surprised by that. So, yeah. So, Steve Austin's Broken Skull American Lager. It's
so they sell at the store?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Nah, he just conjured it in his basement.
Yeah,
I did. I crafted it. I used AI.
This is AI. It's not a real video.
Don't tell.
It's an AI beer.
So all right, everyone. We're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. It was a great discussion.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, no, thank you for coming on. And you can catch him in what, 2 weeks?
So I believe so, on the 6th.
The 6th. 2 weeks you can catch him on Talking Shit. I will be tuning in. Everyone will be tuning in. I hope you all tune in again. Quick updates. Perks are coming out. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten about those. I know I have to get those out, the final perks. So we're just getting the t-shirts put together for the Red Huntress, and we'll be sending those out. So stay tuned for that. I'll be keeping up. I'll be notifying everyone soon. I know Indiegogo has gone through a huge change. I don't know if they're bought out. So things are going to be it's a little bit difficult using it. So I think I'm going to veer away from Indiegogo after finishing up.
Is that for a website?
So Indiegogo is like a fundraising website.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's so many new things that change, and it's not just not user friendly. I just don't like the interface for it, and
I'm gonna see, because obviously we're in two different types of entertainment, but again, as I've said this entire time, it's all part of the same.
It's the same picture, yeah.
It's entertainment. Let me see if I can find some resources that are used by musicians, because it really is the same kind of stuff.
Well,
crowdfunding's big across all of the entertainment.
Well, Patreon is another big one, but that's like
Patreon's great.
Yeah, Patreon is good for monthly stuff, but I think for a film, I wouldn't use that for a film because you don't want to keep doing monthly. I get if it's like for like a production company, if I'm making videos like which I want to start doing is putting out videos twice a month. And people can, help donate to that. That's how YouTube.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Huh?
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yeah. So, I mean, you remember how back then YouTube was also booming because people were making content you're like, oh my gosh, like this person came out with this. And did you watch this YouTube thing? Like everything was booming back in the day. And it was just great. I don't see there are people who are doing consistent content, but it's not the same as what it was before. But it's still there. You just gotta look for it. But so we're gonna be doing a lot of changes coming up. We have finalized our official, just a little sneak preview, a little official concept trailer for the new movie. So we have officially finalized that for 92 hours. So that's gonna be great. Again, we have a new strategy how we're going to be raising funds, and it's to the point where you guys, when you buy a product, to help support 92 hours. You don't have to wait longer anymore because, of course, with Indiegogo, Indiegogo, you have to wait for like a month. And I heard there's all these new fees there's fees that they added on. So if you're spending $20, you're spending like 25, 26. I heard some people tell me about that, and sometimes the perks were hard to read. So we have a really cool thing that we're going to be doing where you can purchase things, and you will be able to send it out like within the week. Immediately. So you don't have to wait for like, oh, I gotta wait for 2 months to see this. We want everyone to start repping the merch that we're gonna have. It's really cool things for the movie we're gonna be doing. So it will be dropped with our concept trailer. So just start following my page. Kickstarter. I was looking at Kickstarter. I think the problem with Kickstarter is that they're it's fixed.
It's all or nothing, isn't it?
It's all or nothing. So I mean, I understand like all or nothing. It's like a confidence, like we're either gonna do it or not. But I do like fixed because sometimes you don't need, sometimes you can work with what you have. You know what I mean? But I understand. Hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm sorry. Ace is trying to join, and it's great.
Come here. You want to join in? Come here.
Hey, Ace is more than welcome.
Come on. You want to join in?
Look at that baby.
Come on. You want to say hi?
She's such a good baby.
You can tell.
See hi. Come on.
She don't care about none of that.
I know. See, look.
She cares about you.
So we did a thing. We did a thing when I had to eat straight up garlic cloves because we were playing like a fundraiser night, a game night, which I'm probably gonna do that again for the new movie. When someone donated, we had to like eat something gross, which I ate garlic, like straight garlic clove, and I ate it. It was so spicy, I started choking. And there's a snapshot of Ace looking and like, bro, you okay? Like she was like right behind me, like, dude, like she stopped what she was doing and she was like, you okay, man? Like,
dude, it's great because she's standing on the bed and her paw is like hovering over Keith's back as if she's like patting him on the back, and she's looking at him like. I'll try and find it and send it to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like there's a good opportunity for some sort of collaboration outside of the respective projects and things of that nature. Potential ways that, because again, the whole purpose of this, right, this particular episode was coming together and community and so forth. And I feel like there's things that both of us as entities can provide for one another to help further that success and that's push that out.
You bring in, people have to remember, right? You have a certain fan, and I'm just looking at the fan base point of view for right now. You have a fan base, we have a fan base, right? Music and film go together. It's hand in hand. You need it. Without the music, you're not going to get the feeling, the emotion. Without the movie, you're just listening to music. I mean, that's why they brought music videos in, because people are like, 100%. I want to see it. People need to see both hand in hand. And that's why it's like, hey, when you collab, people are like, find people who want to work with you. You know what I mean? Find people that, that you want to work with, because at the end of the day, you are bringing in something that you might not have brought in. Your fan base can double, triple, because they're just like, oh, I really like this band, but also they're working with this movie, so this is interesting. Might as well watch this movie too. It happens. And actually, when you start collaborating more, even with crowdfunding, it makes it easier because now you're reaching, a bigger audience. And I'm really thinking about using Sign of Life for the new movie. So I mean, because the first thing was when I was on Talking Shit, they're like, "Hey, this song makes sense for the movie. Is it gonna work?" I said, "Yeah." I mean, it's like we're collaborating with Talking Shit to be a part of the movie. It just makes everything better. It's just okay. You have your audience, I have my audience, and we're all just coming together because. Once you start collabing, you bring everything to the table, then you're reaching out to a bigger audience. And there's so many films that are just so picky, like, no, I don't want to work with this person, or I don't want to do this because I don't know, I just don't want to because I'm scared. And I get it. People are scared because someone else might ruin their whole thing.
Take risks.
Right.
Take risks.
Take
You
responsibility.
will never know.
Responsible.
You regret every chance you don't take.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Regret is the thief of joy. It's the thief of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
If you cast regret to the side and you do things, you take the chances and take the risks, you will crash and burn, but you will be better for it. And one of the times you will succeed.
Yep.
And it is only that one time that you need to break through.
It's like Ronnie. I mean, you haven't met Ronnie, Brandon, but we were making costumes
Ronnie's great.
not too long ago, and Ronnie, if you guys watch the Red Huntress, he was in episode 2. He played as the
Gargoyle?
No, not the ogre. He's not an ogre. He played as the
he's the silent one.
The goblin. He played as the goblin at the end. And he makes music, and I knew he did it, but when we were sitting in the garage, he's like, "Hey, can I, play some music?" And I said, "All right, well, yeah, put it on, run it through." And he played it through the speaker, and I was like, "Dude, this is really good." And he doesn't do like singing; it's just kind of like that ambient music that goes in
it's borderline EDM, but like more of like the ambient side of it.
If you enjoy, and he does different types, so it's kind of like watching Lord of the Rings with a more of a EDM type. Like you have that different vibes. Like I was telling him, the first time I listened to just the ambient music, I just think of Fantasyland, like just like mountain tops, all this stuff. And I'm sitting there, this is really good. And he's like, "You never thought of doing it?" He's like, "No, I don't want to do it," because he wasn't nervous, but he just thought people won't like it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, "This is really good." Like,
there's an audience for everything, man.
Exactly. And I'm
good,
like,
bad, and ugly, and everything in between. There's an audience for everything.
To watch it, man. That's the part about music. We're not meant to make the same type of work. Same thing in the film industry. We're all meant differently. That's we're not meant to create the same things. Is it for one purpose? Yes, but everyone's different. That's why we have rap, we have rock, we have drama, we have action, we have
even within those genres. You have people that encompass, like I always like to say it. Yes, you have the genres that define things, but like you take a genre, right?
You take
you take right here, and you get the John Madden thing going.
Yeah.
So you need the genre over here, and then you mix the music over here, and you add Michael Bay, and you suddenly.
Boom!
Boom!
Yeah, literally, boom! Dude,
what the hell's his name? The guy that does those, Frank Caliendo.
Okay,
dude, you get time when we're done with this. Look up Frank Caliendo's John Madden impressions. He did some skits. I think it was of Saturday Night Live or something. I don't remember specifically, but that dude is like the master of impressions. But his John Madden one, you close your eyes, you swear to God, it's John Madden talking.
Man,
like it's
hilarious. I have to get Marquise on here. And
dude,
bring him up on here. I don't know if you're watching, Marquise, but man, you need. I was telling him, dude, why didn't you apply? Like, why don't you do voice asking? And he's like, I'm scared. It's nervous. I'm like, guys, like, like, no, it was good. I said, dude, you're good.
Oh, yeah,
he's got a camera on him the other day, and he's like shying away from it. I'm like, dude, you're an actor. What are you doing?
I said, dude,
you're constantly on camera.
Man, it's funny. He's
literally doing this.
Yeah.
Bro.
I said, dude, it's funny. This is good, so, but,
I think if you guys keep doing what you're doing with the intentions behind it and the reasoning behind it, people are going to continue to see that. They're going to continue to support it. The community is going to grow, and that's just how those things go. And I think, the thing that I've been learning with Escape the Paradigm is that it's okay to have creative input from sources that aren't within your camp, and adding to that and creating your team, and then furthermore creating your army that helps you. And we're learning that, we're adding to that. And as I had mentioned, off to the side, there is some really cool stuff coming down, with ETP eventually.
Yeah.
That I may touch on some of it on the talking shit. We probably won't, because I think even then's a little too soon to talk about it. But the point is, there's like, the hard work is the thing that gets you there, and you guys had the bump in the road of, we've been saying whatever as far as swears here and there, but this one is completely unapologetic. You had some asshole decide to try to do some shit and to really try to screw things up for you guys, for their own selfish agenda, and they failed at that. But that should show you guys two things. One, what you're doing is working because you're pissing somebody off who feels that you're competition. They feel threatened by it. And two, that it's working because you have people coming to your aid and defending your name. And not because they, this is wrong and we have to defend it, but because they know unequivocally that you guys are doing the right thing, that you guys are good people who have a great vision, who have something great that you're trying to bring. And literally the only reason you guys are making movies and doing those things is because you want to share this wonderful creative vision with other people who will appreciate it, not because you're trying to become billionaires or you're trying to become whatever it is. Those things are all byproducts that hopefully happen, but those aren't the intention behind it. The intention behind it is correct, and that's why you have people that are coming to your defense, that are invested in it, and that want to see it do great. And on the equal and opposite side of that, you have people that want to see it crash and burn because they're jealous, because they can't be a part of it, or because they can't do something in the same vein, which is crazy because anybody can create something cool.
Yeah,
literally,
just do it.
You just need to work.
Just go out and take the time and
hard work.
And I tell people, no idea is stupid when you're writing a story. Write your story, film it. I don't care if you're using a cell phone. I don't care if you're on a low budget. Get a group together, and that's the next important thing. Find a group that is willing to work. I get it. Times are rough right now, and there are people, you got to be careful, because there's a lot of people who just want to work with you because
they want to ride the coattails.
Exactly.
They don't want to do the work. They want the success. And again, in every entertainment industry, any part of the entertainment industry, everybody always says your guys' film, it suddenly just blows up and everybody's seeing it, and everybody's streaming it and watching it. The most common thing you'll hear from most people is, man, these guys blew up out of nowhere. Like, where have they been this whole day? Meanwhile, they have no idea you guys have been working your fingers to the bone and then some on this, and grinding away and toiling away and doing everything you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it happens all the time in the music industry. This band, they're all over Octane on Sirius XM, and someone's like, man, this rock band came out of nowhere. Like, holy shit. No, they did not. They've been grinding their asses off for years. You're just getting to the party, bud.
I always say, work in silence. Stop putting out your, like with the movie, right? I used to oh my gosh, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. And people now are just asking, hey man, what's going on? What's going on? And when people ask, they know that something's different. You know what I mean? And you want to work in silence and show when you're ready to show, because there's a lot of films out there, and I did the same mistake too, where you put so much of your hype out there at the wrong time. It's all about timing, how you do things, like your marketing, the way you have things set out. You have to have a good layout, a good plan, because if you have terrible planning, and I get it, there are people who are all about, I'm so excited for this, but sometimes you got to just bring it down. You know what I mean? You got to conceal it, because once you put it out there, that's it. People have a short attention span. They're going to be excited for that few days, maybe
shorter than ever.
Yeah, you can have what? Oh, you can bring in 100 likes. You could put something out and have a master, amount of likes, and then that's it. They're done. They don't care. They'll care, but it's not as pumped, because afterwards someone else is going to put something out, and they're going to go flock to that group, and they're going to go do that. It's just natural like that. So like you gotta.
You know what else happens?
What's that?
Is if you don't cultivate the what's the word I'm looking for here?
Audience, like the.
No, well, really, in all honesty, if you don't specifically strategize your content in a social media aspect of it, you really will just be throwing things into the void. And like you have to, you unfortunately have to figure out how to work the algorithm. You
Yeah,
work that algorithm and get your content. You make your stuff right, and you get it where you want it. Then you work the hell out of the algorithm, and then you put your stuff out there, and more people will see it, and whether it's good, bad, and different, more people react to it,
exactly.
the wider your reach becomes.
My number one thing to tell everyone, and I'm learning this, a little secret I'm learning, put most of your money into your marketing. Because people
Yeah.
think that money, before you even make money, you're going to have to market your product. And I cannot stress enough, you are putting something out there that people don't know. Like, you can say, okay, guys, I seen it with Indiegogo where people are like, oh, I'm gonna put out this project, I'm gonna do this. They have the pre-launch and they do all these things, right? But you have to remember, Facebook only goes as far as who you know, right? Yes,
Mhm.
other people can see it, but you need to find that niche, and that means stop staying behind the computer and just telling your friends, can you share this, can you do this, do this. Don't rely on other people. Don't get out there and get noticed. Become reputable. Go talk to your local people. Get to know local business owners, mom and dad places. Give them free stuff, because the more they see your face, you have to
Yep.
think about it, the higher the chance they will help support you. Simple things, because people are so much. Guys, like, I'm gonna say a great example, like, on Indiegogo, I see it a lot, and and I get it, it's the best way of promoting, is telling your friends, the other than your cast, telling them, hey, can you promote this, can you promote that, can you do this. And other than that, you're just putting it out there on Facebook. That's only going to reach a certain amount of people. And you have to remember how many of those people are actually into what you are trying to do.
Mhm. Yep.
So you need to go and reach out of your comfort zone and go to more different groups that are.
Networking is huge.
It's
Networking is
yeah.
huge. But you know what? You know what's another common pitfall people have? And I have been doing what I can to get ahead of it, and it's something that I plan on continuing to plug along the way as well. Dude, one of the most important things you can possibly do is convert your fans off of social media, get their email, get an SMS list,
Yes.
whatever it is.
You
Well,
know
Like
what?
we actually have an emailing list.
I've been
It's
I've been
small, but
I haven't really cared too much for email lists because it hasn't worked for us. But there's different ways it
it's
can.
hit and
Like,
miss.
it's what?
Have you used it's hit and miss. Have you used for like one of the big ones a lot of the creatives use at our level and above is MailChimp. I don't know if you've checked that one out at all. That one's super reputable. Very good spot. It's super easy, it's super intuitive, it's very user friendly. I recommend checking that one out. The other thing I was gonna clue you guys in on, if a website was something you were looking to do, was Bandzoogle. It was originally created for musicians and artists and stuff, but it really isn't limited to just that. It's really not. It's super,
Well,
like I think
it's
it's
all
like,
the same. It's all the same entertainment
yeah,
at the end of the
it
day.
is. I
Because
think if you were to figure out how to make it work for you guys and whatever it is, I really feel like you could launch a really, really professional. Our website is through Bandzoogle,
mhm.
and our email list is through them as well. So it's all a one-stop shop. And that's like, this is maybe one of those rabbit hole conversations that we could
Yeah, we got to
partake
talk
in
about that. Yeah,
outside of
because
this. But
we got a
but
marketing
trust and
plan, but
believe.
we don't have it. Like, we have a few different
Yeah,
routes we want to look at, because,
for
like I
sure,
said,
for sure.
it's people are so focused on just hoping that somebody else on their
Yeah.
there, you can't bank on your group to spend X amount of money because they're friends with other friends that have other productions going on. And in this type of economy, you're just competing against yourself because now it's like, oh, oh, there's other productions doing the same genre as I am. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to do this. And the more successful fundraisers are the ones who reach out outside of it. Find something unique, and that's another important thing. When you write something unique, write something that you haven't seen, but find something that's hot in the market. You know what I mean? Like, what is something that has a huge following? Horror has a great following, but I mean, honestly, for me, Halloween is not the same anymore because I'm so used to seeing all like everyone doing a horror film. So it's kind of like it's year round you see horror, but I don't see a lot of sci-fi. I mean, video gaming right now is huge. If you can find, people who like gaming to do reviews for your concept trailer, show people this stuff, talk to you just got to talk to people. Go out, get out from the computer, go out to local mom and dad shops, say, hey, this is what's going on. Even if they don't give you money, it's like pizza, for example, right? You go to a mom and dad local pizza shop and you say, hey, listen, I'm doing this production. Are you interested in, we're looking to raise X amount of funds, but if you can't X amount of funds, what's it called? If you can't amount of funds, um, if you can't amount of funds, then how can I say it? I forgot what I was going to say. If you can't raise X amount of funds, then can you donate something to us? Can you give us something? You know what I mean? Like, maybe two large pizzas to feed the cast. X amount of days. So I don't know, something like that.
It's
I didn't mean
funny
to
because
suddenly go black and white.
it's funny because at this point in really in both of our careers in the entertainment industry, you really have to wear multiple hats. You have to be your own publicist, your own manager, your own agent, your own everything, and figuring out ways to do that. And you're going to fail more than you succeed, but when you start to find what does work and you eliminate the factors that don't work, you narrow down the field and you start to hone in and figure out what it is. People in the industry, I can say this for sure, in the music industry and in the scene where I'm at, and everything that I've learned above that, they respect hard work above all else.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that grinds, that works, that has that work ethic, like that is something that will carry you above and beyond. Even if somebody may not necessarily enjoy your content or whatever it is, you could have someone that's a full supporter of your movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not really my bag, I don't really care for it, but they see it for what it is. They see
Yeah.
it's good, they see there's a good story, they know there's people who will like it, and they're like, you know what, I may not think it's all that great, but I know these people over here are going to love it, so I'm going to help push it to them. And you know what I mean, like it just takes some relationships like that along the way, multiplied with,
Personal relationships will go a long way than
yeah,
just
man.
saying, can you give me money on social media? You have to be able to, how can you say it? You have to be able to find your audience, and like they said, fundraising is not easy. Crowdfunding is not easy. I don't know
No,
why
it's not.
I hear people say, oh, it's easy, it's easy. No, it's not.
No, it's a lot of work.
People have to do,
It's
especially,
worth it.
it's worth it, but especially during this time where money's tight for a lot of people. um uh Especially since money's tight for a lot of people, they don't want to put their money into something that's like, you know. And that's why I was saying, like, hey, we found a way where people can purchase, things for the movie, and they will be able to receive it right away. But you got to also think, what are something that people will actually use in their everyday life? Try making it's tough to say it, but try making your perks something more. Okay, if I'm going to spend this much money, am I going to use it, or is it just going to sit somewhere, or am I going to throw it out after a certain amount of time? So you got to make quality things. You have to make things that people actually find cool. Because I don't know, there are people will spend money if they really want to spend money. Let's be honest. Even though they're broke, they will still find a way to spend money. So
Yeah.
and especially now coming up during the holidays, people are going to be spending money. Is it going to be the same? No, yes, I don't know. But again, it's going to be the time where you got to get for your kids. If you have a family, you have to get everything like that. Or at the end of the day, Thanksgiving, right? How much money are you going to spend for Thanksgiving now? Because you got turkey, you got to do this. It's going to run you like $200-300. It's like, can I afford that? So, and timing again. When you do your campaigns and crowdfunding, take more time in doing your, like, I guess you can say your email launch. Take the 2 months, because we're gonna start we're gonna show everyone everything very shortly, and then we're gonna get to the point where it's like, all right, guys, this is our timeline. This is how much we need, and we need it by. So take more time
I
in
would
marketing than just throwing out the project, because
I would encourage you additionally to look into SMS services
okay,
for your project, because there was a study I saw that said, email open rates are somewhere in like the 60-70% range,
really,
so so like, you send 100 of them out, maybe 60 or so people are going to actually open it and read it. SMS rates are like in the 90s. So
Well, I
nothing
mean,
is ever 100%.
SMS, not email, SMS.
like text messaging.
Oh, because
Yes.
like I said, we did for the
Quick
Red
little
Monday
blurb, something with
email.
a link, like a link tree style thing, something with a, some quick little attention grabbing sentence and a link to wherever you want them to go. And 90% of people are going to open it up. They're going to respond to it in some capacity. And
Ooh,
it's the same destination. And the difference is you got to gather those numbers. You got to get people's consent, for as far as that. But that's all built into a lot of those platforms anyway,
okay.
because of those hoops and hurdles. So that would be my parting wisdom as I get ready
Well,
to,
we'll talk
head
more
out.
about that. We'll talk more about that like later on
Absolutely.
in the time,
Absolutely.
because, like I said, that's something interesting, especially now that a lot of people are leaving Indiegogo, and a lot of
Yeah,
people don't want to use services for crowdfunding because it's just expensive.
it is.
You got to sell, like, the fees sometimes are ridiculous, because like you would
Yep.
sell a shirt for, instead of being a shirt for $25-30, you got to bump it up a little bit more just so that you can make something out of it. But again, some people just want you. It doesn't work with a lot of people, because how many people are really going to go, let me go to this website, let me do this. Here's my email. I don't check my email like that.
The more steps you take out of that whole equation, the better your results are going to be.
Yeah,
The more work you do for people is going to get them where you want them as far as that. And
exactly.
again, the other consideration in all of this is it cheaper to create some of the items yourself, or is it cheaper to create an e-commerce store? Where's the balance in all of it? You know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
I think in creating content, there's ways that we can work together to help both sides. And I think in managing and creting effective strategies, there's
yeah.
things that can be done on both
A
sides. So
lot of ways.
we'll definitely have to have
Yeah.
some
Especially now because it's the
nice
holidays coming up,
conversations.
so everyone's going to be indoors. So more
Yeah,
people
man.
are going to be on their phones, especially
Trust
when,
and believe. It's
yes,
nothing but time and opportunity.
yes. So all right, everyone.
Just in general.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Brandon, thank you for tuning in. Kenzie, thank you
Thank
for
you.
being on and tuning in. I am hungry too. I'm gonna go eat soon shortly
That's a
after that.
great idea.
So again, everyone, thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned. If you have some perks that you haven't received, we'll be sending that out. Also, stay tuned, because the Red Huntress episode 3 and 4 are going to be coming out together. Yes, I will make sure they're together, because
Yes.
people are like, episode 1 came out. When's 2? 3 months, 5 months later, episode 2. So I will make sure
Hey
3 and
man,
4
you
are out
can't
together.
rush
Don't worry.
greatness.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna. It's.
They
a good
gotta
episode.
chill. You can't rush greatness. It's
Well,
okay.
you know what?
It's gonna be worth
I've
the
been taking
wait.
a little bit of a break. I take a little bit
It's
of a break
okay.
from editing. It's a lot of work.
It is. And you know what? It's gonna be worth the wait. Bottom line.
It is, yes. And then when you have another movie that you kind of have to start tailing on, and you got to get the red hunches out. Like, okay, got to get this one because everything needs to be focused. It's like right now, it's like, okay, I got 92 hours and I got the red hunches. Okay, red hunches almost done. I got to kind of push it out there already, and then come in with.
It'd be great.
Yeah, it's like fitting it through a small door, and 92 hours is like this big. And Red Hunches is like in front trying to get through already, and it's like, you know.
Shoot.
So,
I like that.
All right, so everyone, thanks for tuning in. I think we're going to do another podcast next week. I will see, but we have some really cool things coming up for the movie. Just stay tuned for that, and when it comes time, it's going to be out. And then don't forget on November 6th on Talking Shit, you can watch Brandon and the other guys, if they're going to be there, for Escape to Paradigm.
I'm going to drag them kicking and screaming.
Hold them hostage, tie them up.
Yep.
Oh, I will. They know I will. I'll drive to them.
You can check them out, watching them
have a phone.
Have a phone.
I'll go live from my phone. I don't care. But in any event, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Well, all right, everyone. Enjoy their night, morning, or afternoon, wherever you're watching from. And we will see you all next time.